What a wonderful sound that is, Moses. I'm never going to get bored of listening to that. This game is going to be completely off the charts on Cash. Such an explosive map, and we're already ready with the game. It's SK and Astralis, with Astralis starting on the CT side, SK on the T side. So let's get it on the final map here of the Blast Pro Series Grand Finals.
And right off the back, Astralis stacked towards the B bomb site. Dupree and Glaive gonna boost one up in the vents. SK haven't decided where they want to go just yet. A heavy lean towards this A bomb site. Fur and Fallen both looking into the wall, waiting for a pop flash. That is not coming. It's gonna be a retake on A. And yes, Anders, Cash as a map, you've got to love it to close this down, because this is where we could see a lot of action, aggression on both sides of the map. Neither team's really being identified as a top-tier Cash team, so it's going to be a little bit loose. It's going to be a little bit scrappy as SK boosts up for mid. It looks like they want to do a mid to B split, which is perfect for Astralis' setup.
Yeah, they have the manpower on that B bomb site to deal with it. Now they still need to land the shots, and that's not always so easy. A couple of shots ringing out there from the vent and trying to make their way around. Fallen bringing the bomb into the right direction. There are two Molotovs, so Glaive and Kjaerbye could actually be in an enormous amount of trouble if that's where they go down. We don't know yet, but I'm getting a bit worried. Dupree could be in trouble as well. One Molotov already being primed. There's Dupree flanking out. Great headshots coming through. Taking down Bolt and Taco. Can he do more? Now he's just buying time. In the meantime, Glaive has gone down, and again is Dupree. He doesn't have many more bullets, but Cold will take him down. So 2 versus 3, still 20 seconds. They have to do something right here, SK. They've been ground to a halt, and now they need to fight their way out. 14 seconds, 13, Sip and Dennis, and it will be Astralis picking up the pistol here on map number 3.
Dupree again with the heroics, but it's a great pop flash. It's teamwork. Astralis, one of the best teams we have at using utility. That flashbang comes in just at the right moment, right when they feel the pressure of the hit. And you can see that first one is nice, but everything after this is easy, and there's no danger of Dupree going down at any point here. He plays this so brilliantly. 3 kills from the back of Checkers. That'll get the crowd on its feet. 3 UMPs, it's 2 M4s for Astralis, trying to sustain. Going up against Deagles and that scout on Fallen. And Zipnix has control of A main.
Huge way to open up the game. Now can they follow it through? That scout on Fallen earlier was so lethal. There's Bolts with a headshot. They will be able to take care of Fur, who was looking for just that headshot angle over at the B bomb side, which is always so popular. Kjaerbye long range, and he's going to go down. Bolts hitting a stunning shot and opening up a lot of that middle.
Doesn't really matter as long as Zipnix is alive. He's walking right now into Taco, who's waiting for him. Missed shots, though. Missed opportunity for SK. Where do they go from here? Dupree as well gaining ground. He could shut this down with the M4 at range. It's all down to timing and when he turns. And this now gets dangerous. Glaive is still at the B bomb site. But SK has bypassed Dupree, and it all depends on what information he's passing along, whether he calls for Glaive to rotate over towards A. But I think Glaive has just spotted Taco crossing. Now Dupree surely will have almost a free kill. Molotov gonna force Glaive out. He's not punished. Dupree coming from behind. He gives up his position, and he's blown the opportunity. Cold Zera now pushing up, and he doesn't spot Glaive. Somehow they've made this work, but Taco is going to book it over towards the A bomb site. He's going to get a plant, he's going to have time to reposition, and he's got an M4.
Oh, Sip is actually very close by. Is he going to be able to catch him in time? He's just running up with a knife out, trying to get there. 10 seconds here, and that Molotov making his life very tricky. Taco, 7 seconds. He's going to go straight for the plant, so they got the money, but he's very low on health. Deagle in the corner, and Sip knows it. Going to be able to take care of business. Dupree should have got the kill, but I'm not sure Glaive should have lived that Molotov in the back of Checkered when he's behind that box. A lot of things could have been different in that round.
Yeah, it's just, you know, SK didn't really have, I think it was just 2 Deagles that were there to punish him, and you really only have that 1 shot with the Deagle to take him down. So not exactly the arsenal SK needed to really punish that. The fuse coming in. Astralis just barely hold on. That's a lot of economic damage. The question SK still has now is, because of the plant, because they get 3 kills, do they want to keep the pressure up? Do they want to continue to challenge into this 3rd round? Do they take the risk?
Just for anyone confused, They did delay the bomb defuse there, just to try and see if they could find another M4. Glaive was trying to do that. He didn't really succeed, but it's worth a try anyway. Not a bad idea.
So SK goes the conservative route. Upgraded pistols, no armor on 3 players. Bolts and Taco have light armor, though. So they want to have some tools to try and keep the money low of this CT side. Build on even the small success they had in the second.
Terrifying firepower coming out from Bolts in that round. Those deagle shots cutting deep into Astralis early on. See what they could do in this round. Boost versus boost, it seems. Kirby almost getting caught there. Very dangerous when you're mid-air jumping like that. Especially now because they want to fall back. Actually, the Molotov is going to force Fur out of the open. He can't win that fight. There's Dennis as well, traded by coldzera. Kirby's going to have to give that up. But they haven't lost a whole lot of ground. It's just, yeah, when that boost is spotted, you're so susceptible to terrorists coming running through that smoke. It's a fighting retreat. SK at this point would just love to get a couple more kills. This is something we'll keep our eye on. Keep your eye on the mini-map. Astralis is one of those teams who on this map on the CT side has decided the best way to gain any kind of advantage is to take control of A main. They love this. They love getting Xyp9x into these positions to have the information, to have the map control. So a lot's going to depend on how SK deals with that. And usually it is a big tell. If there's nobody there, chances do drop pretty drastically that it will be an A execute. Sometimes, I guess you could see one where it's 3 men up highway, but it's not the most common thing. No, it's not ideal. Taco breaks the vents. There's the footsteps. Free still waiting. Oh my God, Kirby gets dropped. Can they pin him in here? coldzera has to make it to the site, so another plant could come out. One more kill for SK in this round, and it's a resounding success. Bolts and coldzera both trapped into the bomb site. No one's low on Astralis, so there's going to be no freebies, but there is one Molotov on Xyp9x. He's now rotated in. That should help with this retake if he throws that out. Where's the placement coming, though? Right into the back left corner. There is a player there, and he's going to have to swing out and fight, and it's actually just an easy mop-up for SK. But still, 2 plants in these last 2 rounds for SK. Yeah, that's a good amount of kills. Oh, they're going to be definitely excited about that. One Molotov there, making it very easy towards the end. But Astralis put on notice, I feel like, early on. Fallen quick with the AWP pickup. He has been incredibly impactful. Look forward to seeing his player card towards the end of this tournament, just to see how much that's made a difference. Yes. 3-0 for Astralis, but not in the most convincing fashion, I would say. See if it can be a little bit different now that they all have rifles. Fallen quick to take a look if anyone was going to try and peek in there. But all he finds is a smoke. This is a bit scary for Astralis, considering Dennis is alone in mid at the moment. He can be swarmed in future rounds very, very easily. There's the boost up over the box to try to peer over the smoke, and it's no trade. Xyp9x gets 2 kills. Huge battle to win. Taco, he's got a job to do, but he's forced back into the doorway. coldzera finally chimes in, but that's a lot of strength of this offense taken away. But at least Taco managed to do that. He actually managed to keep Xyp in main, so Cold could sort of come and sandwich him in from the other side. Because otherwise, I think Xyp would have loved to have just fallen back, but they knew that door was open and they couldn't really risk it. 2 versus 3, plenty of time. Let's see how this goes. And Dupree has just shrunk this map. He's pushed all the way towards T-spawn. There's nowhere else to go. Dennis and Glaive can just play a retake. There could be very quick flanks coming in, but they're going to give up the plant at the very least. They know they just need to win this round more than anything. And they need to win it with numbers alive. Bomb going down in default, which means Taco and Cold sort of have to stay on the bomb side. Can't really fall back and fight from main, which you can do if you plant a bit more of an open position. Now Dennis is starting to creep up. Glaive with a headshot, making life very rough on Taco. He was playing brilliantly on Inferno, but now he's going to have to step it up big. He's got the AK-47 in hand, trapped in the back line, and they don't have a Molotov to clear him out with, so a minuscule chance here. Gets a headshot on one, but they're coming for him, and Taco, he can't get the spray. Dupree takes him down. It could have worked, but it will be Astralis picking up the defuse. That was a very quick initial headshot to give Taco a chance to find those 1v1s, and he had him just the way he wanted it, just cannot connect on that second kill. So Astralis 4 in a row now, but that's been 3 plants in a row. SK having success getting into the bomb sites, getting the bomb down. It's going to be tough for Astralis to keep this up if they just have to grind through taking casualties, allowing plants. It's going to give SK a lot of opportunities to turn the tides of this match. So no op yet on this CT side, on this defense for Astralis.
Cold Zera's got the AWP though on the T side.
Yeah, it's interesting. Is that a spawned thing? No, it doesn't even seem like it. I was wondering if he wanted to try and run for the B-bomb side. Sometimes you can try and get there and sort of get an early fight. It is a risk. But
well, this is a round where you're going to have to rely on that op on Cold Zera to make a difference. Yeah, I mean, you could see light on some nades. SK want to win a round here in this first half. Mid control again. Dennis and Kirby both here for Astralis. And SK wants to go right at this A bomb site. How aggressive, how fast is this going to come in? Zipnik spamming, that's going to tell Fur that he can sneak through the smoke. I think he might just do it. All 5 players here for SK.
They want to try and see if they could surprise this one, just knock it out the park. The only one on the site, Sip, and he gets a headshot on Fallen regardless. That's going to buy some time, and now the rotation is starting to come in. Fur, can he get it? Long range here against the truck, not quite connecting yet. But he wants more, and up on the high ground here. Sip, now more members of Astralis starting to get in. Dupree goes down. Taka with a headshot taking down Sip. Dennis dropping the bomb and now holding on. They almost line up. Kirby getting more. It's just a complete brawl here at the A site. And somehow we're in a 2-on-2. I'm not sure if it could have gone any other way. Just trading left and right. The bomb is down, but it almost cost Fur his life.
Yeah, very close. Down to 20 HP. Ate a lot of damage from the Molotov. That's a big-time smoke from Cold Zera, though, to hold them off. How much does he trust that as a wall? They're going to have to go through one of them, and Fur is waiting on the other side, but he's reloading. He's caught in an awkward time. It's a 1 versus 2 for Cold with the AWP, and he needs this kill.
If anyone could do it, it's him. Trapped in the back now, they're jumping up. The flick, he almost gets it. But Kirby manages to dodge it. And they're going to be on the site, kit in hand. Astralis picking up a 5th in a row.
That's not the fight Cold wanted. He wanted to be able to go to the right side of those boxes, but the covering fire, the spam through the smoke, forced him into a different battle. And SK almost making their way into this site. Astralis just barely holding on, but still keeping the money low, getting plants. That's now 4 plants in a row for SK. They're going to buy up into this. 5 AKs, no AWP available.
The pressure is still on. SK Gaming. How do they crack it open? They're so close all the time, and now they lose bolts.
Dupree just hops through a smoke right when it plumed and gets that kill. They're being so aggressive on the extremities of the map. We saw the 4th round, a plan for Astralis to go into A main, take control with multiple kills. This time it's Dupree getting a pick over towards B. And if you're SK, you've just lost bolts. You've lost your map presence.
The crowd is loving this. No surprise. More than a minute still here. Some of these rounds are incredibly close, and obviously SK, that's got to bring a little bit of motivation. They know they're close all the time. They're forcing Astralis maybe to eco. They just need that one big win. Quick trade coming in, but Kirby, he's isolated, and Fur will pick him off. Nice headshot.
Down into a 3-on-3. That's so tricky. Zipnix gets blind from that as well. 3 players from SK working their way. They've got 2 smokes, they've got flashbangs, they've got a Molotov, so they have some options. Time is running low, 35 seconds left. There's a shallow smoke. Dennis trying to draw them into Zipnix. They need to check it. Talker's not going to clear it. This needs to be a trade, and it is. Fallen's taking him out. Dennis is going to be the next one up at the corner. But actually, he backs off from that fight. He wants to wait for his teammate.
It's definitely a smart move. There's the flashbang in, and Fallen. Oh, no! The bomb plan is cancelled, and Fur trying to tap away long range, but he's almost out of time. He has to do it all on his own. Goes for a bit of a shoulder peek. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. It's going to have to be now or never. The spray comes in, but Dennis saving the day again. Double kill for him. Another round for Astralis. My God, every single round down to a 2-on-2.
That's the kind of play that's born out of experience as a professional player. Not even with this lineup. Dennis patiently waiting. You don't often see this from a stand-in, but he's waiting for that flashbang. Well communicated from the Astralis side of things. That flash helps so much, and Dennis is able to prevent the plant.
The kill that Sip gets in the beginning, I'm wondering if we can't at least credit some of that to Dennis as well, because he was spamming through the smoke.
Yes. And
when he stopped spamming, SK say, okay, let's go. And maybe they forget about that corner, because they can always hear it's all the way from the truck. So I think he actually had a hand in that as well.
Well, it's pick your poison if you're Taco, right? If you don't have all the flashbangs to throw when you actually make that hit happen in a 3-on-3, which usually you don't, that's just kind of like you have to clear one of those corners, and he guessed. It's not a bad idea because if you're getting that spam from truck, you're saying, okay, maybe they're playing retake, the presence is far away. Frequently when that happens, there is someone boosted because you do feel so safe that you can play away from the bomb site.
Oh, I was hoping this was going to be a B rush. Sometimes those work incredibly well. You can just get that first kill and run over the site. And dupree's playing close with the AWP, so slight risk here. That's a good grenade, in fact. Damage spread out across a couple of players there. 6-0. What are we witnessing? The flick not connecting this time. And dupree, maybe not worth it to stick around, but he is. Oh my God! He catches coldzera. Run boosted, mid-air. dupreee again to take down Taco. And he's looking for more. Now they're all up against the side of the wall. A triple for dupreee, looking for the quad. It's going to be a Molotov and a leg shot to follow it up, and boltz is no more. My God. This man, ladies and gentlemen, he's having the tournament of his life.
Oh, the grand finals of his life. Surely with this AWP, we've heard rumors about how good he's been with the op, how much he's been improving, and he's showing it here. This is a masterclass from dupreee. He's got the whole of the Royal Arena on their feet. And SK, at least at the beginning, you could say they were getting into bomb sites, they were getting plants. They've been shut down these past 2 rounds. Fur boosted over, and Karaby's the one making the play this time. It's his turn.
This is a play right out of Virtus.pro's strat book. Something that we've seen from the Polish team time and again, and it's very effective. dupreee does go down to Fallen early on, but Karaby has managed to infiltrate the lineup. The bomb is right in front, but he doesn't know it. Can he get the double? They're right in front, but he actually doesn't see the second player. One more step to the right, and he would have known. boltz with an incredible reaction time, taking down Karaby. Still a 4-on-3. SK, they hold the line.
Dennis here all alone. Such a tough position to be solo in, but he's got the headshot. He hasn't even taken any damage. That's beautiful. I think they know where coldzera is now as well. Molotov going to try and force him out of position. Dennis is aggressive, and he finds it. SK Gaming left with questions in this, and Taco coming out of door. He's got to find something, but he's taking damage, and he's just eating flashbangs. This is perfect from Astralis, the defense. Standing strong. boltz left in a 1 versus 3. And he's really got no advantages in this round.
30 seconds. How do you do anything? The one thing they've had going for them for a while, SK, is they've brought so many of the rounds close. So one more kill here would make a significant difference. Astralis, in spite of winning so many rounds in a row, their economy is not exploding. They can still be brought down, but you need to keep doing the damage. boltz is somehow snuck onto the bomb site, trying to put the bomb down there right in front. He gets the plant, but not the kill. Glaive to take him out.
It's a smart play from Glaive because, like you said, at the moment, Astralis, their priority number 1, being up 8-0, they have to preserve the economy. You want to build that up. Allow them to have the plant because they've already got the full losing bonus. They're already going to have good buys no matter what happens. So give up the plant, just make sure that no one takes any losses. This is beautiful from Dennis. It can be so tough on your own in mid, but he handles it perfectly.
If memory serves, one of the things that Astralis actually usually struggle with east side, and I always felt like they weren't quite that good on the CT side, so something has changed. This time dupreee goes down, a bit of a refrag, and oh, the late Molotov there, a little bit of fire damage onto Taco's enough.
Yeah, dupree's going to be fine with that. If you're going to sacrifice 2 players running through fire, Xyp9x taking liberties in A main, and SK has not been able to shut him down. That's the bomb as well. coldzera with an impressive spray is trying to even things up, but him and boltz are separated. And Astralis has so much control on Karaby again on the extremity. SK is just getting beat up, and you don't often see them get dominated to this level. This is the perfect time from Magic from coldzera.
Not being able to control the edge of the map just makes it so tricky. They get some mid-control, but then they start bleeding players left and right. Now they have a lot of time, but Cold is down to 52 health. And as soon as he makes any kind of noise, you wish he could just pick off one player. Did he see that? There was, I think, just the knee of Karaby showing in the corner. Cold, is he going to be quick? Now he knows. The spray is in, but Karaby takes him down for the quad kill. Another round I don't know what to say, Moses. 9 in a row here. I was not expecting this.
No, I don't think anyone was. This is an impressive, especially if you're going to say that the CT side for Astralis has always been their weak point. That doesn't bode well for the Brazilian side of things. And nothing that SK has tried so far has worked. They've tried heavy towards B. It gets shut down. They've tried heavy towards A. There's a lot of aggression in A main at the moment. They've tried slow pace, and KRB pushes up through the smoke and finds a kill himself. That time fast through mid, and even that gets shut down. So if you're SK, you're kind of scratching your head for answers at the moment. And they'll kind of sit out around investment into some of the lesser pistols, half buys, scout onto Fallen. Again, with the losing bonus maxed out, as it's been for some time, they'll be able to have a strong buy next round no matter what.
We said it earlier, never count SK Gaming out there. That type of team, it's always a chance, always a window back into the game. Right now, obviously, being down 9-0. They need the leadership. They have Fallen. We know he can do it. But it just takes that one round to crack it open.
And that's exactly what SK is looking for. The tough part is it might actually take 2 rounds now. They've got Zipnix and KRB up at, in the 8,000s in terms of their money.
Right.
So it's a long road for SK at the moment. They don't have a whole lot of rounds to play with. You have to think they have to get up towards 5. 5 is where you start to feel okay about that first half, considering they're down 9-0. But at this point, maybe just anything at all.
I feel like when you play that many rounds in a row that are 2-on-2s and you can't win any of them, the strain on you as a player is just going to be that much harder. I mean, they're obviously professionals, some of the best in the world.
Yes.
So, it happens 2 or 3 times, you can sort of deal with it. But when it happens over the course of sort of 9 rounds, you're pretty close to doing it and you just can't really fit it together. That's going to be incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, it's that round where you've had like 3 in a row that have come down to those 2v2s, and the round that you finally lose and like they have a convincing win that really kind of breaks you mentally. That's when the despair starts to set in.
So what would be your call now, Moses? You're on the SK side. I mean, okay, you don't have that much this round, but is there any weakness that you've been managed to sort of glean out of this Astralis setup?
I think if you're SK Gaming, you go back to what worked on Mirage, right? Which was mid control, and I think as a terror side, I think you play it passively. You just play a straight up default, and you do a delayed mid take as a T side, because there's so many different variations to it. It can be very, very difficult for Astralis to handle it. And also, you've also noticed that it's Dennis playing there. It's the new player, so you also probably think you can take advantage of that to some degree, as some kind of reaction that he's not going to be used to. And a small tech issue, but it's been solved. We're back into the live game.
Early Molotov there on the boost. Astralis wanting to control that, and SK making their way for the smoke, catching Sip off guard. Tries to put out a Molotov defensively, but he's getting overrun. Taco takes him down, running gun with the Deagle. Dennis with one in return. KRB's going to be dropped next in line. It's looking better. SK with a quick bomb plant here in a 4 versus 3. Even if Bolts and Fallen are low on health, it's a headshot from Fallen, taking down Dupree. Brilliant play. And it's cold to close out. Dennis leaving Glaive alone in a 1-on-3. This is the key, Moses. The speed catching Astralis.
It's those pistols swarming into the site, getting out of the smoke, and the mobility that it's provided. Glaive, surely not as he comes in. Everything's gone right for Astralis so far, but this is too much to ask for. SK Gaming finally on the board. And listen, there's going to have to be some drop weapons. This is going to dig very, very deep into the wallets of Astralis. So one more win. If SK can string 2 in a row, the gap in this scoreline is going to close rapidly.
Yeah, that was the Astralis bank used in this round.
Yes.
And that tells the whole story. I mean, if you just join the stream now and you say, oh, okay, 9-1, it seems like Astralis have got this locked down. No, like, just 1 round lost. They're almost decoing. Let's see what they could do here on the Brazilian side. They need more. They desperately need more here. 3rd map of the grand finals. There is just not much left for them. And Dupree goes down, Fallen with the opening. A little bit more. Sometimes just that 1 round win and the whole team is ready again.
That was quite overconfident from Dupree. He was on the boxes outside of the B bomb site, staring back at the vents. I think he felt that mid-pressure being called out by his teammates was going to turn into a fast split towards the B bomb site, and Fallen's able to get a freebie. That's going to spread the defense thin. No one with eyes on middle. Dennis and Zipnix both up at the A bomb site. Glaive and KRB over at B.
Look at how far pushed up he is, Sip. Cold is incredibly ready for it in the middle. If Sip pushes this just a little bit further, that might just be the round almost instantly. Cold trying to switch it up so that he doesn't get, you know, just too dead-eyed looking at that one angle. That can definitely happen. Now, dropping the bomb, walking in close, and Asfer winning a huge fight. That's almost all they need. Now, just Dennis left on the side, jumping their way through. Fallen's down there, he gets a shot on Dennis, right through the edge of the railing. Kjaerbye and Glaive, 2 versus 5. It's time to back it off here. SK Gaming, so close now. Are they gonna hunt for the weapons, Moses? Is it worth it?
No, it's not. I mean, you can get some kind of advance. You're not gonna go for a full hunt at this point. I think you can see coldzera slowly working his way back towards T-spawn, but no reason to try and chase these downs. You're just now getting your legs under you in this game. Don't risk so much of your money. That is a brilliant call. SK spent a lot of time patient after that opening pick without applying pressure, without forcing any rotations, without gathering information. And Zipnex not able to get anything done with his advanced position.
Excellent shot. One more rifle gone. Kjaerbye the last one left, and he is going to be safe all the way back in CT spawn. So 9-2.
And this is the result. We've touched on this a number of times, right? This economy that was looking so good for Astralis. I mean, while Astralis was looking so good getting up towards 9-0, you feel like it's going to be a strong economy, but because so many rounds are so close, 2 round wins for SK, and it means Kjaerbye has his saved rifle, and outside of that, it's just some P250s purchased, not a whole lot of utility. SK getting right back into this game.
Yeah, it's too early to get carried away here. Sip goes down. Taco with a great follow-up. A little bit of a play coming up from dupreeh and Sip, but it just gets completely cancelled. And that 1M4 now. How do you make any kind of play happen? Well, headshot on Taco is a good start. But they're still in a 2-on-4.
Yeah, but look at the response as well from SK. As soon as they realize that Kjaerbye with the M4 is over in the door, it's just everyone just shifts and rushes B. They know the only thing that can be here is one pistol of some kind. And Glaive's not even here, he's in mid. So Kjaerbye is gonna be happy to save this M4. Glaive's gonna rotate over towards that doorway to pick up Taco's AK-47. And Astralis is gonna have to be content with that.
Such a long wait here. If you're an SK fan watching the grand finals, 9 rounds you have to sit through. But if you kept the faith, then this is the reward. Now they're back on track, and this can definitely work out. If they can make this 9-6, even 10-5, I'd say they're still in the game. They still got a chance.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You'd have to expect some big performances coming out. coldzera's at 11-9. He's starting to heat up. Taco, that round played very well, covering doorway, but it's the op from Fallen that's been so good for this team across 2 maps. On Barrage, he kind of carried them into a comeback with it. Inferno, he had phenomenal impact. And he's got it in his hands now, and he can keep it there for some time. They've got a lot of money quickly on the SK side. coldzera is at 10,000. Bolts is at 9,000, so a lot of rounds that Astralis is going to have to burn through this economy on the offense. And they're going to take a tactical timeout to figure things out.
Some of the tricks are starting to really be read here from SK. That push into main on the A side for Sip. They're getting a handle on that.
Yeah,
even the squeak push.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's one of the big things that Astralis beat him up with is so much of the aggression on the sides of the map. And once SK's found one pick, they just slow things down and they look for those exact pushes. So they've been able to minimize the damage they're taking from him in these last 3 rounds. And obviously that needs to continue. dupreeh not able to invest into the AWP as the tactical pause comes to an end.
Let's see what they could give us. Early Molotov there to try and control the boost. Bolts not ready to take the fight. And the edge of the smoke, he's going to get the headshot on dupreeh. Trying to pull some tricks again and actually trying to follow it up. Glaive, it looks like Bolts almost looking the wrong way. They're going to take the fight again, and Fur winning on the other side of the map to take down Kjaerbye. Glaive also falls at the end over at B, so Sip and Dennis left, and right now it's just all going SK's way. Taco picking up Sip. What an incredible turnaround it is.
Yeah, Astralis needs to stop the bleeding. At this point, it's great that your players still have confidence to make these plays, but you've got to stop it now that SK has kind of read what's coming and just kind of walking right through the smoke. dupreeh and Glaive get nothing done. And unfortunately, again, it's going to be another round they invest in, but they're beat up in terms of their money. 2 UMPs come out, 3 M4s. But at least they have some nades to work with. It's just, if your plan is going to be aggression, once that stops, you have to adjust at a certain point. And Astralis, putting up a phenomenal fight.
Yeah, they've done it again, it seems. Being down on their luck, and then they're right back in the lead. Right. At least winning a couple of rounds in a row here. Fur will be going down, but they take Glaive with them. 9-4. A lot can change, and when you get to that second half pistol, that's where it really starts to count. Dupree, Kjaerbye, Sip, 3 versus 4 here, and a Sip going down. Again, trying for that aiming aggression, and Fallen, he's dialed in now. He knows what's coming.
Yeah, Glaive as well was picked off doing the exact same thing as last round. Bolts was ready for it. Perhaps Glaive thinks because perhaps he thought that Bolts just would never expect it to happen twice in a row. Either way, as you said, Astralis has been figured out on this defensive side of things, and these past 2 rounds have been flat. coldzera is going to take advantage of all the space he has. And SK can just be oh so patient. Taco's going to find Dupree. And what a comeback, what a turnaround, what a change this has been in these past 5 rounds.
Really hard to imagine, isn't it, that you can sort of keep losing for that long. Their only hope was the close rounds, the fact that the CT side economy was not that great. They kept their eye on that. Now they're back into it. Last round of the first half coming up here. 9-5 is the scoreline. Astralis, they've gone missing all of a sudden, and their money is just not looking all that good. Can they bring the last round home, SK, and make this 9-6? If they do, say they got a pretty good shot at maybe turning this around. Again, aggression over at the B side. Bolts is so ready, and he takes down Dupree.
This is 3 rounds in a row where the initial kills for SK have come out of the aggression from Astralis at the B bomb site, and now it just crumbles. SK, it's almost like they get to play 2 CT sides in the sense that, you know, on this T side, they just get to sit back and wait for Astralis to push into them. This has been crushing. Fur, that's a good find onto Dennis, and it's quickly just down to Kjaerbye.
You almost have to wonder now why Astralis aren't sort of trying more to rein it back in a bit, because it seems obvious from us now that they have sort of been figured out in all of that aggression, but maybe they just feel like they maybe can't actually play any other way on the CT side. 9-6 in the first half here. Astralis with a lead, yeah, sure, but SK Gaming winning 6 rounds in a row toward the end. They've got to be feeling pretty good right now.
Astralis only got 2 kills in the last 5 rounds of that half, across all 5 of those rounds, so that's a bit brutal. They didn't find any success. But switching over to the T side, Anders, this is what you said. You said the T side is the impressive one from Astralis. It was the CT side was weaker. Well, they gave themselves a big advantage. One last half for the Blast Pro Series Grand Finals.
But here it comes. Double smoke there on the Astralis side, an HE grenade quickly in. Let's see if they can find a way through. If they win the pistol, they're well on their way to being the champions. But if SK do it, who knows what can happen. There's the flash, the quick jump in. Kjaerbye right on it, seeing if he can catch Fur on the back line. Headshot coming out from Fur, looking for more. Almost out of bullets. It's another headshot coming in, and he can't get the last one. Dupree and Dennis finally with a return. Now it's a 3-on-3, and the bomb is being planted down in front, charging on. Fallen gets the shot and a second headshot as well. SK, they're doing it. Fallen with a triple, and SK Gaming, big pistol round. This could change everything here at the Grand Finals. Amazing retake.
Followed just non-stop aggression, retaking that bomb site, knowing that last player is dueling his teammates out towards truck. He takes the swing, finds the headshot. That's beautiful. Time bought by Fur's opening 2 kills. It's now been 7 rounds in a row for SK. And these are disgusting shots. That second one under Dennis as he just peeks in.
He just reads the game so incredibly well. The fast push in against the guy planting the bomb, the patient wait for Dennis, and then just like it's everything mixed into one single push, and it's just absolutely magical. 9-7. SK winning that round has brought everything back online. Now it's really hard to tell who's going to come out on top here. Bomb is down, so it means Astralis is going to be buying in the next round, so no real investing into this one.
With no investment, really nowhere across the map they can find enough of an advantage or enough of a favor in a fight to find a kill. So Xyp9x is going to lead the way forward, and there's a lot of SMGs on this SK side of things, which can be dangerous, considering the next round is going to be an AK-47 buy. So if kills don't come out, if they have no reason to upgrade into rifles, it could even be an advantage. Here's coldzera with an MP9 underneath the vents, and it looks like they're just going to walk right into his waiting arms, and it's a good catch by Dennis and Glaive as Taco gets a double kill with the nade. And there it is, the upgrade into the AWP. Still 2 MP9s, but an early buy for Astralis.
Let's see what they can do. Dennis on the lineup. He's been playing well. This T side. Seen them get very many rounds in the past here on T side. If they just get the good start and break the SK economy, that's what they need. Fallen completely caught. 4 men peeking him at the same time. There's no one there to back him off. Oh no, this could be an absolute disaster. Taco doing his best and taking down Dupree in the vents and looking for a bit more. That smoke gonna block him off, and Dennis with the kill. Now it's a 3-on-4. Not like this, SK Gaming. They're flashing their way through the smoke right into Dennis' face, but they just don't have the firepower. They need more kills.
Even if they get through the smoke, there's nowhere for them to hide. There's nowhere there for them to recover and try and double up. Caribbe's not planning yet. The other 2 players are very aware. All from one misstep from Fallen. Here's Bolts with the Famas trying to do something. Waiting for a peek, but the mistake is not coming from the Astralis side. Time's gonna start running low on this bomb. It's gonna have to be SK to press the issue, but how much do they want? Do they actually want to go for this at the moment? Fur with the MP9 is gonna lead the way.
How do you do this with the weaponry, and they just can't do it? Zip will take down Fur. Famas and MP9, I mean, there's almost nothing that you can do. That grenade would have needed to kill Kirby. Maybe then there would have been a chance, but Bolt's waiting, looking for the exit. He's going to get at least that, trading out for the AK-47, but that's a huge round to be winning here for Astralis. AWP is gone, picked up by Zip.
They've lost 8 rounds in a row, so that's huge in terms of breaking the streak. And it's not characteristic of Fallen to be caught that off guard. I don't think he got a shot. I guess with that spawn, he thought he was going to be able to make it into checkers and survive, but he was dead wrong, wasn't he?
It'd be great to know in an interview at some point if that was, you know, sort of watching a couple of demos, maybe getting a bit of a sense for how Fallen plays. That looked very determined coming out from Glaive in that round. 10-8. Still rifles in the hand of SK here. Not quite done yet. Fallen missing a chance. Good shoulder peek coming out, but looked like he maybe could have got it.
Yeah, it would have been an awesome find, but you can see how deadly an AWP can be on this map in terms of how versatile it is. We saw Dupree have some very stellar rounds with it over at the B bomb site. Fallen now just uses it at door, try and find a pick. Safe as he falls back because they have Fur boosted up. And now Fallen's transition over to mid, and he finds one there. Glaive runs right into the crosshair, trying to transition over into a B hit, and Fallen's reading that as well. He's already on the rotation, as is Bolts.
Oh, this is looking great for SK. That's what you want. The early rotation, the counter grenades coming out. Astralis don't actually have to commit to this. They still have 55 seconds, but it feels like they are, and taking damage on Dennis as well. It's going to be hard for the Danish side to win this round. Great flashbangs, though, forcing them back in the site. A little bit of a spray coming in, and cold. Perfect timing to take down Dennis. He stood no chance at all. One refrag coming in, but they need a lot more. It's still a 3-on-4, and SK, they're starting to gravitate in towards the side. Taco getting shot down. Dupree with the AWP, and now up in the high ground. Fallen, can he put that big sniper rifle into use? He's going to have to find some sort of miracle. It's not going to be this time. Bomb is down, and now 3-on-3. Missing the chance. Now they're waiting. Astralis, they don't want to give him anything here. Maybe the only one that can open this up is Bolts coming through the vent. Jumping down, in fact, in the middle of the side is Fallen. What kind of maniac play is this? And seeing the shoulder taking down Kirby, they didn't see it coming, and Fallen turning around. Miraculous play. There's just no way Astralis could have expected that.
There's not a whole lot of players in the world who will have the courage to make that play, even dropping down with an AWP. Are so susceptible. But in that kind of a scenario, risk must be taken, and this time it pays off for Fallen and SK. They've now even switched up into a double op setup. coldzera is going to take that. And Astralis not able to string them together even in a post-plant scenario.
That's such an everything that's textbook about Counter-Strike would tell you, no, let the rifles open up. Maybe get Bolts through that vent and you've got a chance. And Fallen just jumps in with the AWP in the middle of the site. and it works perfectly. I can't even believe it. 10-9. And moving into the 20th round here, and Astralis were probably hoping they could pick up that round and finally break that economy on SK, which they're holding on to. Now they've got a double orb.
This is very similar to the first half as well, where SK had Astralis' economy at the breaking point for so long. It's the same situation here. Any kill is valuable. And SK going to go up a man as Fallen picks off Dupree, and even Bolt's chiming in. Easy mid control. The bomb is now down. So it's just going to continue to be a death match all across the map, and no one from SK has fallen. And that's tough if you're Astralis. You want to just even 2 kills to keep the economy low. Now they get to build up a bank.
Just such big news for the Brazilian side. Tying up the scoreline at 10-10 in a grand finals on the final map. This could go all 30 maps. It's certainly got the making of that kind of game right now. AK's being played here on the Astralis side. That once he set 75 on Glaive, does that mean he's going to be the first one in?
Very well could. He's got the bomb, so this looks like SK is actually poised for some kind of aggression. The smoke plumes, Pop Flash is going to come through any second. Bolts and Fallen want to come right through, and they've done it. And actually, everyone's blind. Dennis has disappeared into the smoke. Caribou with 1 kill. Fallen's got to get aggressive, and he does find it with the USB. This is so weird. They've switched positions. Fallen's now trapped, and he has no idea that Dennis has made it outside of A main. It's a matter of time, and finally, that's when Dennis pounces. No one else from SK is at the same bomb site. They've got to cover the cross. First trying to run the gauntlet, and he's not able to do it. Somehow he survives, but Dennis holds him off from the site.
Hold on, what the hell is Dennis doing? Sip is going to be going down, but the fact that he managed to trade places with Fallen inside of the smoke, catching everybody off guard. Now Dupree and Glaive, 2-on-3 versus Cold, Fur, and Taco. The bomb, faking it once. They want to try and see if they can bait someone into a peek, but that's not going to happen. Instead, it looks like SK are going to try and wrap around quick. Are they going to hear that? I'm wondering if Dupree's close enough that the drop down from...
they're going to boost 2, so they want to use Taco as bait. He's got low HP. He's going to see what he can do, and Cold Zero will follow up behind him, just like the T side. Taco just helps Cold Zero get into better positions to find the kills. Fur's going to rotate back. And here it comes. Dupree up on the railing. He's going to take out Taco, but he knows there's a second player, but it doesn't matter. Fur closes him out, and Glaive now in a 1-on-2 transfers over. Not able to get it. It's going to be a close defuse, though. I don't know if Cold Zero's got it.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
They've done it.
The bomb goes up. 11-10 was down to a couple of milliseconds. Unbelievable. After all that work, the retake, I mean, it can't get any closer than that.
No, and SK, that's crushing. That was actually played very well, all things considered. And just a little bit more speed, and it would have been there. Taco, this is dangerous as well. They've spotted him out. He's also spotted them. He knows it's a B-rush. Expect the rotation. Cold Zero under pressure. Now that he's missed shots, they've gained ground. Taco's got to live, but the Molotov forces his hand. Smoke to try and stay alive, but there's not a whole lot of options for him. The bomb is going to get planted. All of SK is here, but they need kills quick.
Oh my God, they're inside the smoke trying to knife him. Sipnik stabbing Taco. Oh my God. What's happening in this grand finals? Fur gets a bullet to the face. And now Fallen and Bolts, 2 versus 5 here. Somehow, out of nowhere, Astralis have come alive in the grand finals, and their crowd is absolutely loving it. Fallen over by the truck, just trying to save the AWP. Just listen to that sound, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you want to show up. That's why you want to be here at the arena. Bolts looking to stay alive. Every single rifle matters. Dennis goes down, and Fallen is a champion at saving this AWP, but there's still a couple of seconds left, and he misses the chance. The AWP is gone. Oh my God.
You can see what happens. Cold Zero and off inside the B bomb site. Taco gets pinned down early. There's no chance to support Cold Zero as a couple missed shots come in. The gap gets closed, and this is just brutal. Even missing a couple in there, but Taco completely blind, has no idea what happens, and of course, not even a smile hits Zipnik's face.
See how this works. Couple of grenades raining in. Can they do some damage here? Couple of kills, that would be perfect. Zip getting the opening on Fallen and the crowd. They can't handle it anymore. They're all in on this one. 4 versus 5 in the pistols. It'd be a miracle if they could steal an AK right now. Looks like Astralis are heading dead for a 13th round. What's the answer? What do SK do right now? How do they slow this down? I mean,
this is the nightmare scenario, is the fact that they've been reset this late in the game in terms of their economy. Remember, they wanted a double op setup. They wanted it for quite some time. They don't really have a whole lot of rounds left to save up for that. They're going to have to pull a miracle out. And it comes down, I mean, remember, those ops, they have the advantage fights. They need to get some of these early kills. They need to swing some of the early battles in their favor once again. Astralis is just being ruthless at the moment, hunting everyone down.
Cold in the middle, bomb goes up. 13th round on the board, and Cold goes down. Didn't even make it out of the round there. We are getting dangerously close right now. Astralis starting to build a decent economy. It's not great yet. But what's the solution for SK Gaming? They need to put a break on this Danish team.
And it's going to have to be done without an op. That's been such a critical weapon, not only as the double op setup, but just in Fallen's hands, the impact he's had, it's been incredible. So how do you make up for that with just rifles, with just the M4s? I think the answer to a certain degree has got to be aggression somewhere, certainly. They have to have some kind of map control on this defensive side of things.
Timeout gone. Game is live again. And the scoreline 13-10. Bit of a grenade over. Try and see if they can get control of that boost very early on. And probably as a result, that mid control, which is so big when you're on the T side. And they've got it right now. Cold Zero, the only one here who could maybe put a pin in that.
They don't have any utility on anyone to really back Cold Zero up as well. Fallen would probably love to stick around and have some kind of a crossfire setup, but without nades, without smokes and flashes, you're just in a losing battle. So when does Cold Zero decide to pounce? Holding the off angle. Gonna hear these footsteps of Glaive. Glaive's gonna be the aggressor. Cold Zero wins that one easy. KRB now drops down, smoke in the vents. Man advantage, but Dennis and Zipnik's in great lurking positions.
Nice jump from Cold. And he actually preemptively put up the smoke so that they couldn't Molotov him out, because he probably knew that Dupree was back there waiting. So just says something about the level that Cold Zero's brain is working at here. 4 versus 5. SK Gaming with that opening pick. Obviously a big start for them here. Looks like they're starting to rotate towards the A side. SK would love it.
It's all on Dennis. Dennis has to make a play here because Fur is going to be so difficult for Astralis to flush out of his position. He's boosted up. Dennis needs to be able to have success coming up the highway. That's going to be the best opportunity to clear him out. Astralis has no smokes. They've only got flashbangs. Dennis is actually going to lurk. He's going to be a passive lurk now. He chooses to wrap around. Zipnik's the first one out. Flashbangs, there's Fallen, there's Fur chiming in. They have nothing to clear him out. Dennis coming up highway. He's done it. 2 kills. He's opened things up, but he needs more. And Bullets hold strong. SK are going to take it as the clock winds down. There wasn't a whole lot of time anyway for Astralis.
Just a matter of seconds there at the end. It seemed like maybe, I think maybe you had the right idea. If Dennis could have been the one to open, maybe something could have changed, but ultimately, just a perfect setup there for SK Gaming. Reading Astralis very well, and having Fur up on that box just makes such a big difference.
Especially when you have presence inside the site as well, because sometimes you rotate players away to have the advantage to be able to cheat or rotate. That time you've got backup as well, and it just becomes almost impossible for the T side to get in.
What are we seeing here? Boost through the vent on the other side. Tiny bit of grenade damage. So much changes in this 25th round. SK, now that they finally pick one up, they've got to keep winning. They can't afford to let Astralis back into the game. They need to put their economy all the way down, force them to eco.
They've got virtually nothing here. If they can't get reset, they cannot afford to lose this round. They've got to string them together, and they're playing retake on the A-bomb site. So if Astralis do hit this site, it's all on a very important retake.
When that smoke goes away, Bolts can't re-smoke it. Can he take the fight long range, that truck there? It's a really good position, but One bullet from Kirby, one bullet from Glaive. That might be all they need. Now the smokes are coming in here from the Astralis side, setting it up. Grenade goes really deep and a lot of damage onto Glaive, but Bolts, he loses the fight out in the open in the middle. Fur is in a bit of trouble. dupreeh actually keeping a lot of the SK team occupied.
They need to save. They cannot afford to take this retake. They have Fallen at low and Fur at low HP as well. They do not have what it takes to get back into this bomb site. It's a 4-on-4, but remember how critical this round is, and Fur and coldzera are still at the B site. There's no way they go for this at this point.
No, you're right. You called it. No chance for the retake. They've obviously really desperately wanted to, but losing the retake would mean giving 15 rounds to Astralis.
Yes, you'd have no money for anything, and even a desperate buy at that round. So they're going to give it up. No reason to chase if you're Astralis either. This is really, when you play a retake on the A bomb site and they hit it in that fashion, this is really the only option you have as SK. So they'll be able to fight into the future even though they take this tough short-term loss. And Astralis inches closer to the championship trophy.
The stage almost catching fire, and Astralis certainly have as well. 14-11, they're getting incredibly close to making a dream come true here. The hometown heroes, but SK are not out of it yet. Fallen with the scout, you can tell that they're getting desperate now. Sometimes that's when they're the most dangerous.
Now this is when Fallen just knows he has to take matters into his own hands. This is a cool call. We're going to see the battle. It's fast-paced towards the B bomb site. And there it is. You can see Glaive, the opening kill. Fallen's chimed in, but they're too close now. The scout is going to be tough. Taco bails him out of a tough spot. SK somehow slowed down this hit.
And a bit of panic there. I think Glaive could have probably got that Molotov all the way in the corner, and that would have put some pressure on Fallen. He wouldn't even have had a smoke to get out. So, bit of a mistake. Now they've picked up the bomb, but dupreeh, he is very deep in the map on the A side here. One mistake from SK. If they go to check middle, that could be a quick kill for him. And he can hear if anyone is playing the truck here. He's the key to this whole round. 3 versus 4, yes, but this one position is going to be big. Bolts waiting for it. Fur down in the middle. They're just holding tight SK. They don't know anything yet.
Bolts has to be very careful how he plays this because it's a retake on towards A. Glaive and Kirby, or Glaive and dupreeh both have a smoke, so they can smoke that cross off, and this is where dupreeh can have the impact, because if Bulls tries to make progress towards the bomb site while that cross smoke is up, that's when dupreeh can really punish him. And you're right, he is the linchpin for Astralis in this round so far. He's the one that allows them to pivot over towards the A bomb site in this fashion, and here it comes.
Smoke off, that's the signal. Now they need to start moving. Now to that B bomb site, they need to be quick, otherwise they might be too late. 25 seconds, dupreeh moving up. Bolts, he's got a grenade in hand. dupreeh might have caught the perfect timing. Oh no, he doesn't get the headshot, turning around for it. The spray is in, and now he wants to look back first, shooting him. And he's going to be down. Glaive is almost out of the round. Kirby, he might have to do this all on his own. It comes down to this. 14-11 SK, they might be right back in the game if they can pick this up. A bomb ticking away, but 2 versus 3, and SK so patient on the retake. One flashbang going in. Kirby unaffected. He wants that first kill. Make it a 2-on-2. Fallen is right in front. He's going to see the shadow, but what a retake. Fur coming in, and Fallen to follow it up, and that's 12 rounds for SK.
We're not out of this just yet. Brilliance from SK. The retake strategy works out. dupreeh, even with 1 kill, could not really gain control of truck. Now the AWP is back in the hands of Fallen, so the nightmare is back for Astralis. What does Glaive have? He can buy up whatever he wants. The AK-47 likely to come out. So a tactical timeout at a critical juncture, 14-12. And outside of this buy, Astralis has no money.
At least they have a slight buffer. 14-12. If they end up losing this one, they're still going to have another buy in it before it all spirals out of control, but nobody is safe just yet. And Fallen again with 24 kills. It's just absolutely unbelievable how much he's carrying this team again in the grand finals. You love to see it.
If SK ends up taking this championship, I can't imagine anyone else on this roster being the MVP of this grand final series. This has been an incredible performance from Fallen.
Yes. What can they do? It looks like they might want to try and get the boost in the corner again, which is very dangerous. And there's Fallen. Speak of the devil. Taking down Sip there, delaying that boost quite a bit, just messing it up a bit. somehow they don't take any damage doing it, which is very important.
Here's another crazy thing. That pick onto Zipnik's Endor, that's usually the player that hears that boost coming up the footsteps from those jumps. So they have no idea now. Fur, that's an easy kill for him. Going for more, he slowed them down. He's done extra damage. Bolts and Fallen still here. The ult behind the smoke inside the site. Fallen knows this is coming. A great adjustment onto Glaive. Dupree and Dennis haven't even made it outside of A main. They've made no progress. Dupree down to 20 HP, down to nothing. And there it is, SK, 4 survive, 13-4. A late run is looking good for the Brazilian side.
He's breaking all the scales right now, Fallen. Picking up the double AWP kill, swapping out for the AK-47, getting his 27th kill. Oh my God, 13-14 here as we're moving into the 28th round. It is not over yet, but the really big deal of, obviously, is the fact that Astralis are back to pistols here. This is too much, Moses, more than we could have hoped for.
It absolutely is. Oh, and yeah, Astralis, I think at this round, this is one of those things where you just have to kind of sit back, play this round slow and talk things over, figure something out. Remember, they've had a couple rounds of success of going fast-paced towards B. One time they picked off Fallen in the open. One time they were able to swarm coldzera in the site when he had an AWP. Now that might not be available to him because there's no AWP currently being played at the B site by coldzera. They switched away from the double AWP setup. Perhaps because of that exact weakness.
Well, this is where dreams are made and broken. 14-14. Going down towards the end of the game. There is not much left for Astralis now. If they can't win this round, their money is going to be reset, and they might not have what it takes to actually fight in that 30th round. Everything invested. It's all on the line here. In front of the home crowd in Royal Arena at Copenhagen. Spray coming through, a little bit of damage being exchanged, but no kills yet.
Yeah, Fallen wins that spam battle, certainly on the Kirby. That's tough to swallow in such a critical round. Astralis has really slowed things down, as often happens in matches of this magnitude. No one wanting to make the mistake, no one wanting to be that team who makes the call that just turns into disaster. So defaults and slow-paced tactics reign supreme here. And Fallen just staying far back in mid, just shoulder peeking for information, not finding anything.
Kirby being boosted up, trying for some pressure towards the middle where Fallen has been an absolute beast. Very hard to control with the AWP. Right now they need a clean entry frag. Without anything getting returned, Molotov reigns in to put a bit of pressure on. Looks like Astralis are ready to go on this A-bomb side. Not much longer can they wait. Grenades are raining in left and right, and now they need the opening frag. Jumping up onto that container. Bolt's getting the kill on Glaive. That's a good start, but everybody's flashed. They almost line up, and Sip will take down Bolt. It's still a 3-on-3. It's not done yet. And it will be a bomb plant here. And actually, SK are quite far away. There is no utility left on Astralis, though, and a little bit on SK. That could make the difference.
It all matters, when is this pounce going to come in from Kirby? This is the huge play. Flashbang is in. Taco's going to lead the way. This is a big kill. Fallen's not ready for it. Kirby's got it. That's huge for Astralis. They follow it up, but Taco can't win. Astralis claw themselves in. They've got a chance to take the trophy in regulation.
And just imagine for a moment the risk on Kirby. He gets the call from a teammate that flashbang is on the highway, but if Fallen is looking the other way, he's not going to be flashed, and Kirby was running close with the knife out, so absolutely brilliant communication.
By the way, Fallen was looking for that flank for so long, even into the bomb plant. KRB had to be so patient.
Kirby actually got the mid-spawn, so he picks up the AWP to try and take the fight. I don't know what I'm watching any longer. 15-14, ladies and gentlemen, round number 13. And this battle right here. Oddly, Kirby versus Fallen. The smoke goes up, and Fallen just challenges it. Not going to catch anyone this time, but this is so tense right now. There is a gap, and he's trying to exploit it, and there's the kill. Taking down Kirby. Fallen wants the overtime. And Glaive pushing up deep into highway. Can they make this happen, Astralis? One more round. They're gonna be victorious. Fallen playing way back on the site now. Easy kill on Dupree. Another couple. There's Fallen doing it again. The triple, and just Sip left. Oh my God. It's gonna be overtime here. 1 versus 5 for Sip. He's completely isolated. They have the bomb. They've got everything. SK Gaming. What does it take to stop this team?
How do you handle that? Fallen showing his quality at the end. Zipnix with nothing to do here. They had a chance. Stuck in the door now. Bomb is down, and it's just a matter of time for Zipnix. He's got a challenge at some point, and he's not going to be ready for it. It's overtime here at Blast Pro Series.
Absolutely incredible, isn't it? And when you've been playing one of the craziest grand finals that we've been seeing for quite a while, what do you even do at this point? I mean, you've been playing for a long time today. How do you keep the energy up? Who's going to have the advantage going into this overtime?
There's no good answer to that. This is where it gets really scrappy as well, because you've seen both teams have struggled at times on their T side. So, I mean, you're really, really digging deep for some kind of idea of what to do here. $10,000 and max rounds 3 for overtime rules. Economy plays a big part. Zipnix, he gets legged, but he's going to keep up the fight. coldzera finds him anyways with the repeat. That's all a distraction, though. It's a ruse. Fallen comes through the smoke, and he gets taken down. Astralis pressing the issue over at the A site. Dennis gains ground, but he can't find the kill. And it's Bolts now fighting in the flames.
This is just a completely chaotic round. It looks like it's SK coming out on top, even if Kjaerbye is hitting some great headshots. You have to assume it's not going to be enough. One grenade here would probably do the trick, and there it is. coldzera with the absolute Kobe there, taking down Kjaerbye. So winning the first round in overtime. That was, I mean, the risk in the beginning between Sip and Cold over at B.
Yeah.
If he gets the Molotov in, maybe he can win the fight, but Cold just challenges him.
Yeah, I don't think Zipnix thought in a world that he would re-peak that, but regardless, I mean, that was just meant to be a fake, right? So here's the thing. If he gets that kill, the reason why Zipnix keeps pressing the issue after he gets legged is because he's just meant to be a distraction. If he gets one kill there, you start to see some of the rotation, and that's where that A hit maybe becomes a little bit more successful. Maybe someone's out of position to handle it. Regardless, 16-15.
And look at this. Incredible precision, coldzera.
Anders, at one point, this was 9-0 for Astralis.
Yeah, that's definitely worth bringing up again, isn't it? Another reminder, just in case anyone wasn't really paying attention, never count SK Gaming out now. They've gone for an incredibly cheeky boost. Is it going to land them a kill? People do sometimes check this, but even if you check it, it's not exactly easy. It looks like they've fallen away, so still, you love to see it in overtime, don't you?
Yes, especially, I mean, if you bust it out this many rounds into the game, this is where people, like you said, this many rounds, this long of a series, this long of a day, you kind of drop your guard. Astralis has gone quiet across the map. No pressure, no indication of where they are, no utility being used.
Fans want to bring it back. Double ult for SK Gaming. Terrifying. All grand finals long, it's been working very well for them. They've got the 3-man stack at A. They've got the presence in middle with Fallen nearby. Pushing this for Astralis could be a quick end to the round. They're going to try for it, it seems. 37 seconds, the grenades are now in. They sort of have to commit to it. Great counter Molotov coming out here. Locking Zipnix in for a moment. Kjaerbye checking it, but now down towards the forklift. Taco, bullet in the face right away. Fur has to come up big, but he's going to go down. The Molotov is in. Bolts in the middle of all the smoke. He has to do more. He gets one, but not enough. Kjaerbye takes him down, and now Cold and Fallen can't hold on to the site. coldzera, 1 versus 3, and the bomb will be planted.
Importantly as well, dupreeh is on a flank out of the vents. coldzera, he's not going to be able to survive this round. Oh, what a shot. Oh, there's dupreeh finally pouncing, and if he didn't do it there, that could have been dangerous. But because he was on the flank, because he secured that kill no matter what, 16-16, it's all tied up. Great defense, great attack again from Astralis. Coming around these smokes, that first kill opens things up, but Bolts could have really thrown a wrench into that hit.
But again, if you're brand new to the game, if this is your first time watching Counter-Strike, then 19 rounds is the overtime format that we're looking for here. This the new number that we need to pull home the win. dupreeh trying to put some pressure on. He's not going to catch anyone forward playing, but Fermo certainly will. And taking down Kjaerbye, that's very well done.
That's a huge opening. to provide. Fallen as well, gaining a lot of information. He's got an angle towards A main with the AWP. That's a dangerous off angle. Relying on bolts to protect him from Zipnik's and door. Looks like he'll get a chance as well. Astralis could be caught off guard. That's a great flashbang though. Fallen almost fell back into the crosshair, but he's got the angle back again. They're walking right into it. The flick, that's the bomb down as well. Where's the door opening? Fallen's ready for it, but the shot doesn't land. Bolts has got to do something, and he's got one. Spraying down almost two, and here's Fur. Arrives at the right moment. It's going to be SK Gaming with a second round in this overtime.
Bolt's buying enough time. I mean, the spray wasn't exactly brilliant, but he bought the time. He stayed alive. Zip is down. A cold zero to close it out in the first half of overtime. 17-16. SK Gaming 2 rounds away from having an incredible upset in overtime. That would be almost too much to ask for.
Yes, I mean, especially the way this game started. And now it begs the question. We saw two different halves, essentially, when Astralis was CT, or two different quarters, I guess, of this match. One where Astralis was dominant on the defense, very confident, very aggressive, going 9-0. And one where they were kind of passive and put back into their place, and they went 0-6, and they weren't making plays across the map. And the aggression went the other way. It was pushing through smokes and dying easily. Which one are we going to get here in overtime?
Fallen, a bit worried. They were going to be victim to a similar kind of boost as to the one that they were trying. I'm also worried that someone's going to play aggressive. They've done that a lot, Astralis, playing aggressive when they were on the CT side over by B here. So, I mean, that was sort of their whole shtick when they were on the CT side in general. Just aggression all over the map. And eventually, SK Gaming just read it and knew what was happening, and then they had a brilliant time.
Yeah, they were loving that at that point, towards the end of the first half. But it's a bit more passive. Pop flash to allow Dupree to peek from here. He's got a smoke that he can get himself out when he chooses to. Hasn't felt a whole lot of pressure, though. Both of these T-sides have turned very, very cautious. Fallen's taken some damage. Dennis in middle still all by himself. Now we're going to see a late boost into the round. 45 seconds left. As SK starts to converge towards mid, here's some pressure going to be applied to Dennis. Waiting at the sandbags. He's not been spotted, hasn't made his presence known quite yet.
Normally you would throw Molotov in that position, but so far SK haven't done that, but they fall back out. That could have been very dangerous now. They're relocating with only 30 seconds left. I'm not sure what kind of info they got, but this is very late to be playing this kind of game. 25 seconds. They're only now setting up for the smokes. This is unbelievably mad for the Brazilian side. I don't know what kind of risk they're taking, but if this pays off, it's just pure genius. And there's the kill. Kjaerbye going down. Bolts with the opening. SK coming in with a big hit on the A side. Dupree is down as well. Zip with a double spray down. Glaive helping out. The reload is in. 4 seconds. There's the spray, and Bolts holds the line. Oh, bomb is planted, and now Glaive in a 1 versus 2, trying to get the retake in. If he could have got that kill, that would have been the round.
That is incredible. Glaive has got to be a hero here. He knows where one is, but it's a shot from Fallen that gets it. So close. Zipnik wasn't able to kill the planter. Played it so smart, though. Everything he could. And SK Gaming, 2 championship points here to steal it away from Astralis in overtime.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. That hold from Bolts is incredibly important. I mean, he's not a surprise any longer, but holding against the potential deny would have been terrible. There's Fallen taking down Dennis, now 4-on-5. SK Gaming 4 kills away from having an absolute miracle comeback. Kjaerbye sneaking in at the edge. They know it. Bolts has been reading this.
His heart wasn't in that push. He didn't want to do it whatsoever. He's just going to have to fall away safely. That's a good call. Give yourself a chance to fight into the future. He's remembering what happened at the end of regulation on their CT half, is these early picks that SK got, and then they just hit the pause button and waited for the follow-up aggression. So not giving them the opportunity. And SK, a minute left in this round to pile it on.
Must be excruciating for Astralis. They're a man down, and now they're forced to wait. All they can do is hope that they get the first kill in the next engagement. 40 seconds. Smoke draining in left and right. Sip trying to get the counter grenade in. And Kirby still controlling the middle. What can they give us here, SK Gaming? Again, down to 35 seconds. It's really risky. Spray through as the Molotov forces Sip back. It does a little bit of damage, but enough for the kill. Fur trying to get the angle, and Sip reoccupying this position at the forklift. They're all around. Dupree getting one. He misses the kill, and this just might be it. Ladies and gentlemen, Glaive at a 1 versus 4 here. SK Gaming down 9-0 in the first half of this grand finals, and just like that, they bring it back. A supreme team, indestructible, and Glaive is going to go down. SK Gaming, your grand finals, the champions here in the first ever Blast Pro Series. What a miracle. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, an incredible team. They look indestructible in this grand finals. I don't know what kind of strength it takes to come back from that much of a deficit, but they did it. This should be a warning to every team in the future.
And they're always questioned, this team. For some reason, there's always some doubt that they're going to drop off. And they keep doing it better and better. But we have your champions. They're down on the stage with Alex.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, gentlemen, Fallen, SK Gaming, before you lift that trophy, there's only one question, because I know that is all yours. You're 8-0 down. It's map 3. You've been playing Counter-Strike all day. How do you guys do it again and again? I don't understand, and neither do they.
This is passion. We came here from nothing. We did everything we had to do to become a top team. And we'll never give up. Doesn't matter the circumstance, doesn't matter how tired you are, doesn't matter how difficult our opponent is. Astralis is a great team. They bring us to the limit, but we are scared. There's nothing impossible for us.
Against all odds, against the crowd, against it all, SK are your champions. The trophy is yours, gentlemen. It's all yours. SK Gaming are your Blast Pro Series champions!
Well, there you have it, gentlemen. SK Gaming against all odds. They came into it, top 2 team in the world, and for a reason. They're never done. They're never beaten. They're never done until it is over. And so here we have it.
Counter-Strike is a beautiful game. We have the highs, we got the lows, we got SK staying resilient. Anybody else would be out. These guys, time and time again, we've seen them do this throughout 2016, 2017 now, come back in the eye of adversity.
There we go.
I started out eventually. And that's insane that these teams can do it time and time again.
This is the reason why we always say when it's like a 14-14 game, it's the end of a match. That's SK time. The quality they probably have as a core is they're the most clutch core. They always find a way to come through. And funnily enough, in this 2017 lineup, Fallen hasn't really been that much of a star player. You know, they had the other stars, but he's the guy where he's brought back the 2016 form. We're seeing all the clutch rounds.
All right, hold that thought, Duncan. We're going to get into it in just a moment. First, I have to say thank you to Sophie Hestorp Anderson, chairman of the Regional Council, for handing out the trophy and for handing out the medals, obviously, as well as Duso Lito from Unibet. So thanks for their support for making this event possible, and thank you, obviously, to them for handing out the medals to the victors. All right, Duncan.
Well, put it this way, this win doesn't happen without Fallen's performance. Like, yes, the first half was really bad for SK, but his AWP got it rolling entirely. That was the entire reason why he could, and plus he was like 2016 style, because he got those early pickoffs. He made the aggressive pushes past the smokes to get the kills. The amount of times he was never traded on was unbelievable. In fact, it looked like towards the end of the game, it was Astralis who was a little bit shaken. You saw that one round where they just went one by one into his AWP and he just ate them up.
Yeah, definitely so. Okay, sorry.
Sometimes you really do wonder if they're human at all. Like, first round of overtime, they played for the entirety of the day. They played the overtime of the final map of the grand finals. 6 seconds left. There's still a man alive in quad. They're planting the bomb on the A site. Like, you have the confidence in your teammate, you have the presence of mind to know that if you don't plant the bomb, the round is lost, and Bolt covers his teammate perfectly, gets the kill on Zipex, and they win that first round. Like, that's so hard to execute that late into the round and that late into the game and day. It's just impressive how SK manages to do it time and time again.
I think we really saw, you know, the fact of having a stand-in, having Dennis there, the weaknesses that were, you know, the struggles for Astralis, their depth that just disappeared, right? Saw them taking it really slow, but when you have that, you can't stay as composed as a team like SK, who, you know, the language barrier was there for Astralis, not the case for SK, and we've just set it up that they thrive in those kind of environments. And I think Bolts was clutch in the overtime scenario, right? He made some very integral, very key frags, and that one you're talking about, Janko, was probably the most important one, I think, of that overtime.
And obviously a key was, since they are kind of a mix, because they didn't just change one player in Astralis, they had to change someone else's position, and the main guy they took out was a pivotal player who kind of decided, especially on this map, how they play. And so you look at the fact that they were on championship point, remember, they could have won this tournament, but what did they need? A T execution, and that's one of the things that comes really hard when you don't have a proper team.
Also, and when you're not hitting your shots, that's a big thing on Cash, isn't it? Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
It also very rarely happens that a team is, you know, down 9-0 and they make it 9-6. No matter the map, no matter the teams, no matter the sides, it's just very difficult mentally to come back from a deficit like that. That's where we see usually the 13-2, 12-3 halves, win one round, you get reset. But SK is one of the few teams that are just relentless. You know, they will keep trying, keep playing, keep grinding that game back, and you know they managed to recover what seemed to be a lost game 15 minutes in.
All right, well, quickly, gentlemen, I'd just like to hear your thoughts on the event. I mean, this is a totally different format that we've executed today. You know, simultaneous matches going on live on the main stage here in the venue. What did you take away from it?
Something unique, right? Pretty impressive as well. I think this whole stage setup in itself just made one of the best stadium events we've seen in CSGO, right? It's the viewers here got the best environment, got the best show that I think we've seen.
Yeah, when people wondered after day one, why were so many of the talent and people who behind the scenes saying, oh, don't worry, it's going to be good tomorrow? Because we saw the setup before the tournament when they were making the stage. They showed us some of the features, etc. And I think you saw like the stage setup, some of the things they did with the overhead, the HUD that they had up here on the big screen, so you didn't have to look always in the center. I think they tried some unique things, and crucially, the format is an unusual one. I don't think we'll see it at many tournaments, but maybe it can be kind of the theme for Blast in the future series.
Yeah, I agree. This format is definitely not going to take over, you know, the major tournament scene in CSGO, but it has its perks, it has its, you know, interesting parts, the rivalries, the ties, and all of that, how every game matters. And I think just for, you know, more so for the viewers that are at the actual event, I think it's an amazing experience. For me, it had a similar vibe to ESL1 Cologne, and that's probably my favorite stadium event we have in CSGO. So for a first event, I think there were a lot of things that were great and some things that might be a bit better.
Most importantly, we got to be front and center. So that's all that matters, right?
As it should be.
Yeah,
exactly. Stars need to be on the stage. Yeah. To the stars go predictions.
All right, well, thanks so much, guys, you know, for really carrying it through on the desk all weekend long. I mean, it's been 2 days. Yesterday was madness, but, you know, thanks to you. No, you guys are the real heroes. The commentators, everybody who was a part of this, the sponsors for making the event possible, and the crew, everybody that was a part of Blast Pro Series. Thank you so much, and thank you to the community for the support and for tuning in. That's going to be it for us tonight, guys. That's going to be it from us here, and we will see you all at the next Blast Pro Series. Take care. Until then.